Miss this show when it's over. There's Sam's house, or the house that he was selling. His mom was hit by a truck back here.
I am not listening to your foolishness anymore. La,
Are you really doing
la,
this right now?
la,
Seriously?
la,
Mom,
la,
get
la.
up. Mom, get up.
All right, next location, I don't know, what, 7 miles down the road in Beaufort, Georgia. This is the gas station that Wendy and Ben stop off at. She parks right there. They go in, Ben buys a phone, and she finds out. Wendy buys a couple bottles of water. We're gonna go inside and see if we can match some stuff up. Okay, so I got permission to record inside, so here we go. He said right here, there's the picture of Tom Pelfrey. Tom Pelfrey has been. And then there's, to my right is
This dude said it was out of gas.
Laura Lenny.
You see the big gas truck just pulled in? Everyone's freaking out. It's like they're still sending gas out.
So that's where Ben walks through
Trust me, if I didn't
to go to the restroom, which is, this is where he comes through, but I don't think there's no restroom back here.
Oh, wow.
And look at that. So there it is, Tom Pelfrey, Laura Lenny.
You have fun anything?
I can love it. Looks great. So once Wendy comes in here, she goes over here to get water, and she actually goes to this cooler. You can see the number 5 right there, and there's Laura Lenny. Now the guy that works here, he said they take out all their products and they replace them with the products they want. So they put waters and Gatorades, but in real life, this is where all their alcohol is. So there it is. That's the shot.
someone just buy a phone?
So here I am at Chateau Elan, I believe. That is, we are just outside of Beaufort, and this is the building that sat in for Del Rio's house. Camino Del Rio? Yeah. This structure here. We're gonna go inside into the bar later this evening. They open the bar at 6. We're gonna go inside and get some shots inside, because that's where they shot some interiors, specifically in the flashback scene, season 1, episode 8, Kaleidoscope, where Louis, Del Rio's first laundering guy, that Marty takes his position, they cut his eyes out in that bar. So we're gonna get that later. But here you can see this plant in the background where Jason Bateman gets out of the car, I think, and shakes the hand of Del Rio when he approaches the front doors. But this is it for now. It's a beautiful property. Here's a closer look at this awesome looking fountain. We came back to this place a couple of times. This is another day, and they were doing some type of photo shoot for like a car show and a video. As you can tell, there's a guy there with a drone. That's kind of cool. It's a line of cars, and you can see the other cars are lined up for their turn. Obviously, they want that backdrop of Chateau Elan. Be a pretty cool video, whatever it's going to be. They open at 11:30. So all the bars and restaurants open at 11:30 as well. Like we just want to see this one area where they filmed the TV show Ozark. That's all. Over here.
Yeah, the hotel, I think so. This is the winery part. Yeah, this is
all of this.
Yeah, this is the winery. We only have one restaurant down here.
Oh.
But,
probably over there.
It may be over there. They got, like, I think 2 other restaurants over there, a coffee bar that they just put in. Yeah, and there's also a bar in the restaurant as well.
I think that might be there. Okay, we'll go over there. Thank you. So you heard it there. We might be in the right. They might have did the interiors on the other building. So just for good measure, this would be the inside of Del's house. It's Del's mansion, which we don't see any of this in the show, but come in through those doors. They might have done like the introductions here with Marty and Wendy and Del outside, but when they actually come inside, they go across the lot to for the interiors. This is pretty nice regardless. This is where they do the wine tastings. They don't open until 11:30, so we're missing that. But okay, so here we are approaching the building used for the interiors, Del Rio. We'll see what it looks like here in just a second.
Down there, and we saw this all up on top, and then these stairs going down. There was like a bridal party coming down these curved stairs.
I do not remember that.
Here's the stairs. Did they question you?
I asked him if I could record. He said, I personally don't have a problem with it, but they usually don't allow any photography unless it's professional. He goes, but I don't care, so do what you want to do. I said, I'm going to be discreet. I'm not going to be pointing at anybody. I just want to record. I record my travels, the video. And he said, okay, that's fine with me.
They would have been getting their food right down there. The buffet table and all of this stuff. 'Cause they were getting their food. They were down there facing this way, so the camera would have been on that side. So like, we'd have to stand like where these people are in line.
We're returning back to Chateau Elan, aka Del RIO'S house. This mansion right there. We'll try to get into the bar, which is called Lewis on the Bourbon. We're not going into Del's main house, his exterior. We're going into the interior, which is here. Yeah, Lewis on the Bourbon is the name of the bar. Gonna see the spot where Lewis himself was had his eyes gouged out. So the bar closes at midnight. As you can see, it's 10:14. So I have a couple hours or less to get a drink or two, and
this calls for a drink.
as you can tell, this place is booming. I'm not even sure if you can hear me, but this is it. This is Lewis's on the Bourbon. I'm going to turn around and show you. Thank you. As you can tell, it's pretty impossible to take photos here. So we know this direction is where Lewis was had his eyes gouged out, right here. I'm going to bring in some clips and try to match up. But the key tell is those windows in the back. So Lewis would have been right around this area where these girls are sitting. Now on this side, right about where that, on the right side of the frame where that menu is, that's about where Marty was. Or possibly like, maybe where my chair is. And he just approached the bar, turns around, and sees what they're doing to Lewis over here to the left. Maybe he was over here, I don't know. But, and he's like, whatever he says, oh my God, or what the fuck, or whatever.
Oh God, Jesus Christ.
But you might be able to tell from this angle. The action would have happened around over here. But that's about as good as it's gonna get. It's pretty loud in here. This is definitely the bar area where Lewis had his eyes gouged out. All right here. From Lewis on the Bourbon, Chateau Elan. Adam out. Cheers. All right, before I leave, here's some last looks on the outside of the bar. There it is. Lewis on the Bourbon. And we were here this morning, but here is what the inside of the hotel area looks like at night. That's where Marty and Lydell Bruce are getting some lunch, I believe, brunch, right there. This is all in the background. This is the shots. It's a beautiful place. If you're ever in the, well, if you're ever in Georgia, in the Atlanta area, but closer to Flowery Branch, definitely stop by here. Here in Conyers, Georgia, I'm at the America's Best Value Inn, which sits in as the BYRDE'S first motel. Here is the pool that they're all hanging out at. Right in there. It's much smaller in real life, at least it seems. And the angle is from this way because you can see Ruth coming in this direction. She rolls her housekeeping cart. It stops right in front of room 138. Family's all holed up right here. Let's see if we can get in and get closer. Look, here we go. Pool's not very enticing at the moment. Not at all. So actually the family is sitting right here on the other side of this door. The shot is from this angle. You can see the 5-foot marker there, kind of like this. Wendy and Marty have their sidebar right here. Sophia, Charlotte, is laying right here on actually one of these. And Wyatt is right there. Just like that.
Your destination is on the right.
Yeah. Sat right there on the steps. Okay, next spot. This brings us to Canton, Georgia, obviously. And this is the spot of the Blue Cat. It is JD's on the lake in real life. Blue Cat sign was there. That's the Blue Cat. Honestly, this is a lot smaller than I imagined in real life. It's just much smaller, you know. But we'll go back to the wide, capture everything. Lots happened here. It'd be impossible, not impossible, but it would take me many, many hours, I think, to edit every scene, every clip, and bring it into this video, bring it into this location to show you everything that happened to Blue Cat. But so much has happened here. If you remember, these steps are used. I don't remember the exact placement of the characters, but I'll try to bring in the clip. Helen, Jacob, Darlene. I believe Darlene was here. Of course, Marty, or maybe it was Helen, Jacob, and Marty. Blocked here on this scene, sitting on the steps, and they're about to have their meeting to discuss the deal they're going to make with the snails and the distribution of the heroin and all that. So, of course, Rachel works inside. Now, another fact here for anybody who does decide to come in and come in Canton and visit the Blue Cat, they are only open 3 days a week. These are temporary hours, Friday through Sunday, 12 to 9. Today is Wednesday, 10:05 a.m. But anyway, 12 to 9, Friday to Sunday. If you want to go inside, you need to come in on a weekend. So across the street, before we go this way, this is the marina that Wyatt worked at, and I believe Cade got a job here too after he got paroled. Wyatt worked here. There's a number of scenes shot in around here. And if I'm not mistaken, they actually sell Ozark merchandise here. Alright, so apparently we just got permission to go in while it's closed. So we got some employees here, so they're gonna allow us to come in and do our thing. Hello.
I'm Ross.
Hi guys.
He traveled all the way from Maine to do this. Wow. We're from Texas.
Texas here.
Oh yeah, we all can take pictures. Sorry, it's not really set up right now.
Yeah, you guys have. I was surprised to learn you're only 3 days a week, or at least right now, right?
Yeah.
Temporary.
Yeah. So
Okay.
then in the heat of summer, we'll do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But
Gotcha.
we're always just pretty much weekend. But then we're seasonal, so we're not open all year.
Okay. Makes sense. They filmed all here in the bar. Rachel and
Yep, all right there.
Petty comes in and He wants to take advantage of the $5 beer and burger deal with the gas fill-up.
Burger's really $5 with a fill-up? Yes, sir.
They haven't filmed this year?
No,
Here?
not here. They haven't filmed here in 3 years.
3 years.
Anything now that they do look high, if it's in, they do it in a studio and just like recreate it.
Yeah, that makes sense. She said 3 years.
Are these shirts for sale?
So across the street in the marina, they have all those shirts,
Yes.
and hats, koozies, all that.
Yeah, we're definitely going there
Yeah,
next.
they have all kinds of
Absolutely. So what I didn't realize going into this area right here, to the left of that door where Mary is where Tuck, the jukebox was, and Tuck kept playing that Bob Seger song over and over. I didn't realize it until after I got home and started looking at the footage. This is where it happened, right there in that corner, right there, where those chairs are.
Hey, Tuck. There are other songs in there, pal. Please. Different number, different letter.
Just-
They're back there prepping. You can walk back there and look at them.
Yeah, okay.
They're like workers.
I'm not leaving without gainful motherfucking employment.
So this is a kitchen into Blue Cat, and I definitely remember this. This might have been more open. So. Office right here. I can't remember if they was ever in here. So now we're on the back end of the Blue Cat, JD's. So get a different perspective back here.
She's 15, asshole.
That's right. I was here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, it looks so much smaller. Dang. He comes up here, and that guy's on the bottom or top? Probably the bottom one, huh? They're the two guys, and they're like heckling her or
I
whatever.
thought they were upstairs actually.
Maybe so. She's 15 or something. That's right. They had the whole party deal out here. Damn. It's so crazy.
Just standing here, this guy behind us is flying.
Yeah. I just remember there's this cool shot when the Langmores get killed. As soon as they touch, there's a shot of this back area, and it just lights up because the power goes out. And then you got the girl from The Walking Dead. She's on the show, and she asked Charlotte if she wants to go and have fries with them or something like that. Very brief appearance.
Well, listen, my friends and I are getting some fries on the deck. If you want to join us later, maybe. Oh.
Hey, for thrill!
Gracias, amigo. Any chance you can throw on a windbreaker or something?
It's 94 degrees outside.
Yeah, well, if it's readers you're after, why don't you put some Shakespeare on your ass?
Oh, that's smart. You know, it's 2017, Dad. It's not okay to slut shame.
Well, it's not okay to wear, Jonah's shorts.
She's 15, asshole.
Hey, she's 15, asshole.
Okay, so I figured it out. The two docks were rigged. The first dock that was rigged was Marty's dock, and it was a covered dock, and at his house. And then here, Ruth rigs this dock on the 4th of July opening night or whatever it was. So this is the dock in the back of the Blue Cat that Ruth rigs and kills her uncles. They pull in, they come in from there and they pull in right here and they touch and electrocute. And Garcia, Rachel, and Marty all come out on this deck and they find the bodies, and of course Rachel's wants to call the cops. And
Take it easy. Is this a problem? She's only a problem if you kill her. Put the gun down. Put the gun down.
Marty's like, no, it's fine. He's telling Garcia not to kill her because she would naturally call the cops.
She should call the cops. She would. Okay, electrocutions happen on this lake all the time. Okay, there's like 4 already this year.
Check out this guy here. He's like, yep, this is all accurate, sir. You got it. Yep, this is where that happened, and then that shot behind the blue cat would have been when everything lights up was right here. Okay, so got my bearings straight. You see the Blue Cat Lodge sign here. Bateman, Marty, is coming this direction. He's walking alongside here. You can see these two structures here that are no longer there. They're blue trim. He's coming this way, pans this way. You can see the Blue Cat Lodge sign there. It's no longer there. And then Ruth comes out. She's probably parked here after she raked the dock. Comes out and then slow pan, her driving out. Marty sees her, thinking like, what is she doing here? And then when it passes, you can see, when she passes, you can see the sign right there. Okay, I got it. I was like, I had to figure this out while I was here, and I do not have any screenshots. I had to go back to the episode and rewatch the scene for a second. But it's a bummer because there's two structures there that are no longer there. Chuck would hang out in this area a lot. All right, so we figured it out. This is where one of them was, where Marty and Wendy, it was like their lodge or their space or whatever, and it was number 4. We kind of put it together that those were built for the show because they're not here in real life, and you can see that in the background. There's a shot of Rachel was talking to Petty right over here, and then she takes a cart and starts rolling it that way, and you can see those two structures no longer there, and this in the background. And it was number 4. That's where they would have hidden the money, and Rachel eventually steals it later on in the season 1 finale. Where the marina is, I'm gonna go inside and get some merchandise, some Blue Cat merchandise. And here's a shot of the Blue Cat from across the street. So we're inside the little marina center, across the street from the Blue Cat, and this is where they sell the Blue Cat merch. As you can see, hats, decals, tumblers, koozies. This is actually a tape measure. Right.
I guess extra large is the most popular size.
It is, yeah. Shirts and these tumblers.
Yeah, these are all
so pretty cool. So the next stop brings us to Norcross, and this is Jones Bridge Park, which you might be able to find familiar. This is where Russ and Petty go fishing, and they spend some time, and obviously Petty's working Russ to get inside intel on Marty and Ruth and what they're doing. It's very recognizable. All right, so we talked to somebody that works here, and we did confirm that this is where Petty and Russ go fishing. However, we're not going to achieve the angle that they did in the show because, well, we don't have a boat and we don't have waders. We don't have boots. So, but we know this is it. It's actually, the angle's from here, but it's from over there. So the cameras would have been probably over there in the water, probably on some type of, boat that they had themselves, canoe or whatever you want to call it. And the cameras were shooting this way, and you can actually see that rock. I'll zoom in right there. But again, camera that way. And then Russ and Penny probably would have been on the lower parts of the river here, probably like here, you know, casting out. So this is definitely the place. The only real reference is that wooded line back there, here. So this is really the best way to create that shot without the rock in the middle. This is it. Moving on. All right, continuing our trek into Norcross. We're at Sue's house. Or it's actually Kathleen's house. Kathleen is in the Ozark group, the Ozark fan group on Facebook, and she actually shared that with us, that it's her house in real life, and showed these behind the scenes set photos. They actually filmed inside as well. But yeah, it was Sue's house in the show. And you know, it's obvious why they picked this house. Look at that architecture. That's, I don't know what you call it, but it's very unique. It's got that, like that A shaped triangle, upside down triangle, you know, like a totem pole type look. Very cool. I was kind of hoping that maybe Kathleen was home. She'd see us, maybe come out. She seemed very open, friendly about fans knowing of the house and whatnot. So I was kind of hoping we could talk to her. Maybe she could invite us in. But no sign. The garage door is open though, so hopefully somebody will see us hanging around and be happy to talk to them. There's an establishing shot at some point in the series. It's like right here. We do have a behind the scenes photo of Jason and Laura kind of waiting. This is a photo that Kathleen shared of the actors right here. And there's some equipment, and they're waiting on the scene to be set up inside. The cameras aren't rolling. Again, this is behind the scenes, and they're just standing right there. Bateman, Lenny, and kind of like in character. The way they're standing looks like Marty and Wendy. It's really cool. So we're gonna recreate that here in a second. We're gonna try to knock on the door and see if Kathleen is home. Right here?
Doorbell?
Yeah.
There's no car here.
Yeah, it's probably not here. Well, no one's probably here, but at least we can see an up-close shot of Sue's house. Go dogs. We tried.
Hi there.
Hi. So, Marty, what is it you wanted to talk about?
We do know there is a scene done right here on the driveway. Because you can see this hedge here. I think she wants to sleep with you.
I swear she always takes your side. I think she wants to sleep with you.
I forgot what his line is.
Well, if she ever sides with me too much, you'll know why. Let's just keep talking, okay?
Their cars were parked right here. Actually, I think you could see this in the frame. Like that, it hides the house. Yep, just like that. That's it. This is Marty's office. The bird's office, right Okay, so here's a closer look at the office. The sun's kind of, there we go. That would be the shot right there. You see the 3 windows on the left blow up. You can see the tree in the left part of the frame, just like that. And you can see, let me get closer, there we go. So that one, boom, boom, boom. Those blow up. But in the shot, you can see these bushes here and a little bit of that window. Kind of like that. Those are the 3 windows. That one, and that one. So Marty's office is probably like in the back here. But the line, so much happens here. You know, the Casey Mom meeting, there's so many different meetings back here, but the one that's most memorable is when Wendy have their confrontation and you get to hear this line.
You fucking bitch wolf!
So this is the door that Marty would come through, and it's wide open, so we're gonna see if we can talk to someone.
Yeah, after production, they cleared it out,
Right.
and it was gutted back to where it was. It looked like it was quite impressive, actually.
Really? Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
The only thing left is they hit some glass up there. I will say, my car made it in the show.
Did it?
Yeah, there's parts and some of the shots. I could see that.
So this is kind of like a not used area, or?
Yeah.
Because you got leaves in here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were doing work in here.
Yeah.
But you can see the Kansas City Police Department.
Oh, they left that.
That's the only thing that I've noticed in that.
Wow. Why would there be a police?
I stopped watching the show after season 2 when the lighting was so dark I couldn't see it.
Well, did you see when they blew it up, the windows?
I saw pictures of that. Yeah.
How did they obviously didn't blow these windows out, right?
They replaced.
Dude, look.
There you got the.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's so awesome.
I think they replaced the glass with the sugar glass the day of it, and one of my coworkers was here for it. They wanted somebody here in case damage was done to the building. But there was a kitchen here. They had all set up, and then your office.
Yeah, this is totally it. I mean, it wasn't.
Oh my god.
I can't.
Great.
I can't picture. I'm trying to picture like furniture and stuff.
I mean, I was here, and there's a
Yeah, because all those offices. That's right.
The back center was the
What was where his main office was?
big office was.
I think that this place says substantial investment holdings. It's perfect.
Well, I think a couple of movers could help make that point right about now.
Because you see them come through here, and there is offices. Yep.
If they had it in their little office space.
Yeah, and the Casey Mom intimidates him right here in the corner. And he's like, "So you find this funny right now? Like,
Right, yeah.
why don't you just let me do my job? Let me do my fucking job right here."
Is this fun for you? Are you having a fucking good time? What's the plan here? Is this guy here to send me a message? How about you just get the fuck out of here and let me do my job? How about you just give me the freedom to do my fucking job? That's all I'm doing.
Here's myself in the office chair.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and
Marty's office, right here. You can see the window.
This is a nice space. Lake view.
They rented the office so they had water.
Yes. They rented this office because the water's in the background.
I never even remember seeing water.
Well,
But
probably through.
You know that they paid off, but yeah, they were here for 6 months or so.
Really? Just for the first season, right?
No.
Season 2 and 3.
Season 2. It blows up in season 2.
2.
And then 3 continues in 3.
That's right, because they're back in it and they never explain how they rebuilt it.
They never explain how they rebuilt after. All it says is 6 months later.
The door is open.
Yeah.
I don't know if the front door is locked.
Or do you want to take one of all three of us?
You can take one of all three of us before you walk off. Yeah.
But you saw that hallway downstairs?
Yeah.
It leads out to over here. And the door is a one-way locking door, so you can just let yourself out.
Okay, cool.
I mean, there's no, and it's like you can steal anything.
Exactly.
Y'all want me to take a picture of y'all?
Yes, please.
That'd be great.
Let's get in that corner over here. All right. Photo time. I can't not believe this shit. You can see the part. You can see where they created the offices on the wall. They were all lined up. Yeah. Here, and then this would have been the hallway that you see Helen come through, Ruth, and the iconic line that I mentioned outside happened. I don't know. Wendy's probably here. Ruth is there. God, I wish I had a frame of reference right now. This is it right here. I'm against the wall. Where I'm in Marty's office right now. Like his desk would have been right here. That's it.
You don't get to quit a drug cartel. What the fuck are you gonna do? Kill me? You fucking bitch wolf?
You could see the overhead lights.
Right here, Wendy, Marty, the line, you can't just quit a drug cartel right there. And then Ruth gives her iconic line, and you can see four lights panels, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 there. You can see this door here, just like that. You can see the exit sign there, right here. We're gonna reenact this, of course. Mary's gonna be Ruth.
I'm fucking done.
I'm fucking done, Marty! Well, you don't get to quit a drug cartel. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? Kill me? You fucking bitch wolf!